Welcome to Energy Talks, a regular podcast series with expert discussions on topics related to power system testing, data management, and cybersecurity in the power industry. My name is Scott Williams from the podcast team at OMICRON, and I will be your host. Hello, everyone. Field protection engineers often face challenging situations when performing testing within substations. For example, when only a simple test or check of protection equipment is needed, preparing a full test setup with a laptop to control the test set can be cumbersome and inefficient. Based on real-life documentation of protection engineers' working conditions on social media and a dedicated survey on their use of mobile devices, OMICRON is focused on innovative ways to give protection engineers more freedom in how to perform their tasks. In addition, increasing digitalization and the need for greater mobility have influenced current and future expectations for optimized usability and convenience in testing solutions. OMICRON's CMC Swift app was developed to perform simple tests and checks with OMICRON CMC protection relay test sets as conveniently as possible. In this episode of Energy Talks, we speak with OMICRON product manager Fabian Kolb. He describes how the CMC Swift mobile testing app was developed from a tangible idea into a very practical solution for real-world use. Fabian also shares feedback from users about how it is greatly optimizing their testing experience. Hello, Fabian. Welcome to this episode of Energy Talks.
Hi, Scott. Thanks for the invitation. Nice to be here.
It's great to have you here. Fabian, in your opinion, how are increasing digitalization and mobility influencing what customers expect from their testing solutions?
Scott, indeed a very good question. I think human beings face it in different ways. Also, not all are affected by it on the same degree. I just imagine how mobility or digitalization changed our personal life. For instance, now it's possible to connect at any time with anyone on the world with instant messaging services. But it's not only related to personal life, also to business context. For instance, during my journey with the CMC Swift app, I have the possibility to interview some potential customers. And one of these customers was sitting directly in the substation connected to a video conference with me, and we are talking about CMC Swift. So I can see that the digitalization already reaching our customers. If you think further, just imagine what else is done with the phone. If I quickly recap my daily morning routine, I just get waked up by my smartphone and the alarm. I check the news during my first coffee, or even my mobile phone is connected with my e-bike and plays the brain of the e-bike, and so on. I think this list is endless. And what I think is that companies, and it doesn't matter in which sector these companies are active in, have seen those advantages, and I think they imagine, okay, this is not only relevant for personal life, I think it's also equally relevant for the field of work. And I think it doesn't matter, it's the same how we consume this kind of applications or digitalization. It's the same for personal life and business life. I think the main difference here is the different kind of applications we use in business context. If we have a detailed look in our energy sector, we can see from the energy supplier to the grid operator, even the service provider already using mobile applications or mobile devices. I can bring you some examples on that, for instance. What we can see there is that relay manufacturers already releasing mobile applications for parameterization of relays, protection relays. And even service provider, for instance, are using their smartphone for taking pictures for the photo documentation. I think also here the list might be endless. To continue there, if you walk in the shoes of the customer, I think the laptop is still the first choice of use. And per definition, a laptop might be also a mobile device. In that, we have to distinguish between a desktop application and a mobile application to define what is the difference. I think the difference between these two applications is the user-friendly interface. I think we all are used to mobile apps and we enjoy these very user-friendly interfaces. And I think this is the key success for successful application, to have the best possible user experience there. And in some cases, laptop or desktop application cannot fit the same usability as we have in mobile applications. And beside that, of course, mobile application can also be easily integrated into the existing workflows of customers. And I think these are the most influencing factors we have in our energy sector. And I think this is what the customer expects from our test solutions.
Very good. So Fabian, these factors, are they responsible for triggering the start of the development of the CMC Swift app?
I think we always try to listen to our customers, and we always have a sympathetic ear for our customers, and we would like to provide innovative solution to just make the life easier of customers. What we have seen through social media, that customers have to deal with narrow working conditions, for instance, or have to work outside, and we somehow just want to improve their current and existing way they have to work, and we just want to make the life easier. And of course, we already get direct feedback from the market, and they were asking if we already started with a mobile application for CMC test sets.
Okay, so this is the basis for the reasoning for developing such an app. Are there any other elements that you considered when developing this mobile app for CMC test sets?
Of course, we have observed some trends in our industry. There are some players already in the energy sector where the staff is completely and fully equipped with digital and mobile devices. And because of that, they also asked and approached us as OMICRON if we have already a mobile solution available. But what we try to assess those trends first, and therefore we conducted a market survey. This market survey has an impressive number of 1,600 participants.
Whoa.
Yeah. And the participants were from different kind of customers. I would say we have interviews from transmission system operator to distributor system operator, from industry to service provider. I think every player who handled protection testing conducted somehow in this market survey. We also asked the participants, what do they wish from us? And the biggest wish was that they would like to have a quick CMC for a mobile application. Maybe I have to explain what quick CMC is. The CMC test set can be operated by a desktop application called Test Universe, and quick CMC is part of it. And quick CMC is the manual tool, I think a very famous manual tool to operate the CMC test set. And the biggest wish from them was to have something similar to that for their pocket. Additionally, there were also some other reasons that we started the CMC Swift app development. Or you can see protection test sets might have built-in screens, but there are some disadvantages to have inbuilt screens. For instance, due to the angles or brightness, it's not easy to read the display, or even upgrades are not easily possible. And also the cybersecurity part is also take an essential part here. Furthermore, you have the pocket always with you. Imagine carry something around and we do not make use of it. And this was also a trigger or a reason why we should not release an app for it while you have a device with you, always carrying around. And also the switching of mobile devices is pretty easy, and the state-of-the-art mobile operating system makes it easily possible to switch devices. And of course, what we can see, especially in the younger generation, more and more people are enjoying to do tasks on their mobile devices.
So Fabian, you received a lot of information from customers, good feedback for the development of the CMC Swift mobile app. For which applications do our customers use CMC Swift software, and how will the CMC Swift mobile app greatly enhance usability?
Yeah. On the first one, we're focusing on quick functional protection checks. Then we got directly the feedback from the market. To perform quick function checks, we have to improve some features we have implemented already. One of them was the ramping functionality. This feature we have improved, and with a completely new interface, and this improved the situation. Of course, for quick functional checks, the CMC or the protection test set should switch off as soon as a trigger occurs. And this was requested by our customers, and we have delivered it. Additionally, we came across other applications which were a perfectly fit for the CMC test set and the portable CMC Swift app. These are the so-called wiring and meter checks.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the advantage here is the portability of the mobile application. Additionally, we implemented the functionality to check the polarity. Maybe I have to explain what the polarity is. So having the correct polarity for voltage and transformer circuit is essential to make the protection relay working properly. For instance, if you just take one application like distance protection, these are using the voltage and the current, and it determines the direction of it. And therefore, we have to have the right polarity. And with an additional accessory, the so-called C-pole tool, you can easily detect polarity failures in your wiring. Additionally, it's also possible to check the power flow direction of your relay. Therefore, we can just output the values with your CMC test set and directly compare the values in the CMC Swift app if they match to the power readings of the relay. Additionally, it's also pretty nice to have an app from OMICRON available. You always get directly the numbers and the emails to our extraordinary support, which is available 24/7.
Very good. The CMC software has been around for a long time, for 20 years, in fact. How did you manage to turn a 20-year-old software into a mobile app?
Yeah, this was a challenging task. You already mentioned it. So Quick CMC is on the market over 20 years now, and it has grown over the time. And I think to manage this, to bring the whole Quick CMC into a mobile application was only possible with a great teamwork. So not only the software developers were an essential part of it, also we had some protection testing experts which were having years of experience in protection testing. And of course, a new player came into this round, and these were the UX expert, so user design experts, and our UI designer. They took an essential part of it. And of course, to keep the highest quality, like the CMC tests that have, we also have to involve our quality assurance guys there. First, we have to really investigate and analyze the current features of Quick CMC and of the existing solution. And there we have to distinguish, okay, on the one hand, what should be included in the app, and on the other hand, what are nice to haves. Of course, we did that. After that, it's also a proof of concept. Is it somehow possible to bring the Quick CMC really to a mobile app? And therefore, we have run some proof of concepts there. And due to the agile software development, it makes us possible to easily react on customer feedback, for instance. So on mobile applications, you're aware of it. Mostly our listeners are aware of it. They are updated automatically, and probably even though every 2 weeks, it was possible for us that we just release a minimum feature set and increasing the features step by step.
So Fabian, what parts of the development of the CMC Swift mobile app were challenging and why?
You mentioned it already. Testing was with Quick CMC, we were completely new on that. And also with its restrictions. Maybe I can also bring an example here to better understand it. For instance, for desktop applications, it doesn't matter which file size the installation have. But on the other hand, for mobile applications, they are restricted. So we have to keep it as low as possible, the file size. And it was always our goal, and we tried to claim to make the same user-friendly interfaces the customers are used to all those successful mobile applications they are used to. And you can imagine a desktop application where the screen size is rather really, really big compared to a phone size, it was a really challenging task to reduce the complexity from a big screen to the size of a phone screen while keeping the best possible user experience there. But also, we have to check if it's technically possible to connect with a CMC test set and establish a communications, because there were also some challenging. And for instance, it's not that easy possible to communicate with a test set, with sandboxed app. This was also very challenging, and the team did there a great job. Additionally, besides the technical issues and UX issues, it's also a diverse market for mobile devices. You see, there are a lot of players in the market, a lot of manufacturers. The operating systems are actually just two, but anyhow, there are different kind of device types and models available. They have different kind of screens. They have different kind of resolution, and this was really challenging. Additionally, it's also how the mobile devices are handled by our customers. Is it done by the IT department? Is it done by themselves? Do they have company phones already? This is stuff we were not aware, and I would say, anyhow, we have to learn from it, and we get a lot of experience there now.
Very good. Thank you, Fabian. So which role will mobile technology play in the future, and what can be expected?
Tough question. I would say mobile technology, I think, will still play and continue playing a central and transformative role in our personal life and also in business life. Just think about what is now possible with KI. Maybe you have in the future a personal assistant with you in the pocket. I don't know what is possible there. But let us focus now on the energy sector. We all know the energy transition is already ongoing, and it will take a long time. And I think there, mobile technology can play an essential part. And we see already that it plays an essential part there. Normally, standardized apps cannot fulfill all requirements of our customers. And therefore, what we have seen already is that they start with in-house app developments. They get more important, and they are rising to have tailored solutions for the need. For instance, just to increase their workflow, to save time there, because the energy transition need a lot of human power, and we know we always have lack of people, and maybe there the mobile technology can play an essential part and support all the players there. And if we now focus on CMC Swift or mobile development for CMC test set, I think we are still hearing feedback from our customers, always try to listen to our customers. And again, I would also say that we got feedback and we are working on it. And I can also mention here that reporting is an essential part, and it's not possible with CMC Swift at the moment. And we are still figuring out how we can best support our customers with this feedback. And we hopefully have something available in the future.
Fabian, where can our listeners get more information about the CMC Swift app? For example, is there an opportunity for them to try it out to experience its ease of use?
Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot share a QR code in the podcast, but I can make you aware how you can find the app. Just open the Google Play or the Apple iOS App Store and directly search for CMC Swift. There you can download the app free of charge and have a first look at it. If you would like to connect to your CMC test set, just follow the in-app help, which explains in detail how to connect to the CMC test set.
Fabian, thank you for joining me for this episode of Energy Talks to talk about the development of the CMC Swift mobile app.
Thanks, Scott, for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you again. And a big thank you to our audience for listening to this episode of Energy Talks. We always welcome your questions and feedback. Simply send us an email to podcast@omicronenergy.com. Omicron has several years of experience in power system testing, data management, and cybersecurity in the power industry, and offers you the matching solution for your application. For more information, be sure to visit our website at OMICRONenergy.com. Please join us to listen to the next episode of Energy Talks. Goodbye for now, everyone.